How on tell them to do? We back here one more again on this year Geechee Nation News. This your time to bring one gal with we from way across the water in Nigeria. And one of them probably thinks that since we the day in Charleston that the day as a tourist. You know the gal come here for a walk. Okay? A part of this year team for the International African American Museum. So now, how on the name though?
Chinuwe Abulokwe.
Where one of the day from?
Nigeria. I'm from Igbo land in Nigeria.
See? So you see when we crack the teeth with the gal thing and I have a challenge thing like that. Because you understand? You understand? You see? So some of y'all may not understand, but she does. And so it's wonderful having you here again. Anyway.
It's great to be back.
Yes. Now, Igbo land in Nigeria. The Igbos, of course, are part of the Gullah Geechees. And so what brought you all the way over to the Gullah Geechee Nation from Igbo land, and what brought you into working on this museum project?
My passion. 12, 15 years ago, I went to a slave castle in Ghana.
Wow.
I went as a tourist. And I came away as a changed person. And my commitment was to do something about it, speak up about it, never again. I walked into the slave castle, slapped my fingers, and I walked away hugging myself.
Interesting.
So being a part of the International African American Museum is like me coming home.
Yes.
And when I toured the Low Country with Queen Quet, it was like being at home. So it's more than a series of coincidences. It's my spirit bringing me home.
Absolutely right. And it's so interesting, I'm glad you mentioned that, because so many people leave from the United States, leave from the Gullah Geechee Nation, and they go back to the motherland. But more often than not, here in the Gullah Geechee Nation, when folks come the other way, they say exactly what you said. They'll say, my sister, I have found home. Yeah. I did not know this was here. Because so many people from Nigeria, from Senegal, from Ghana, from Sierra Leone, Liberia, they go to urban areas. I've met a lot of people in Houston, Texas. I've met a lot in New York City, Chicago, that come from those countries, but actually never came to what folks call the country, southeastern United States. But when they do, they tend to have the reaction you had. But now it's interesting, when you've traveled around, especially here in Charleston, when you talk about the enslavement castles on the coast, in the motherland, in Nigeria, have you felt any of that same energy in the city of Charleston that you felt there?
I didn't find the energy in the city of Charleston. I found it on Hunting Island.
On Hunting Island?
That's right.
Really?
When I stood on the beach and looked across, I felt a very strong connection.
Okay. And see, it's powerful because many times on this show, y'all have seen me at Hunting Island, which is one of our ports of entry. And so definitely that's a place that we go to meditate and to pay homage and so on. And Hunting Island is a South Carolina State Park. But for many of us who are Gullah Geechee, when we go there, we feel that energy and presence. So it's interesting that you coming this distance, you felt it also. So you know it's very real.
It's absolutely real.
It's there. And as you said, nothing's coincidental. Nothing is by coincidence. It's all of the spirit. And even earlier we were talking about the essence of the spirit and it being connected in this IAAM project. Now, what is your role in the International African American Museum project?
I wear several hats.
Okay. Oh, head wraps and hats, right?
And scarves.
And scarves.
I'm the project manager for the design team, which means one of my responsibilities is getting the project in on time, on budget, and within the program. But as the only African on the project, my role is to keep the project authentic and truthful.
I see. And it's interesting you say the only African on the project because we spoke to Derek also, and he would be African American. But we would say we're all Africans. You see?
That's true.
So we ain't going to think we Africa from you.
That's true. And I'll tell you a little bit more. I am of Jamaican descent.
As well.
And one of the reasons that our team was selected was because at the interview, I talked about my descent being schizophrenic. Half slave descent and half slave raider descent.
Interesting.
Because my father's tribes were one of those along the coast which went inland and brought slaves out. And I asked, did that make me perpetrator or victim? And I said neither. It made me a person of conscience, committed to doing something about it.
And see, that's what makes the difference. We have a statement here that we say, well, one of the know better, one of why do better. So knowing your ancestry, knowing your your family story on both sides, and then, as you said, arriving at these spaces where enslavement took place, then you go through sort of a change, a spiritual change, where you transformation, where you do, I guess, wrestle with that.
That's right.
Which one am I? And more than that, what role do I play now? Yes, even if I say, well, from this ancestor, I'm on this side of it, on this side here, from this ancestor, I'm on another side, but me now, the embodiment of all their DNA, what do I do with it? And like you said, it does make a difference when you make that decision and you go through that transformation.
So that's my first role of the project, the person who's here to make a difference.
Perfect. And we want everyone, when they come to IAAM, to feel like you, that they go through a transformation that says, I now am going to go out into the world and make a difference, a positive difference.
A powerful difference with the team.
Yes, definitely. So we are definitely looking forward to more going throw down funny people and things like that. As we do more of this designing of the IAAM. And so definitely you're the only woman on the team, aren't you? On the architecture team for now.
Yes, other ladies will be brought on now.
Okay. But how long have you been an architect?
Since 1987.
Wow, so quite 21 years. Yes. So we know that you have a lot of experience in this field, and more often than not, when we think of architects, I think most people think of a lot of men.
That's correct.
They don't often think of women.
That is true.
And I don't think they think of African women being architects.
In Nigeria for a long time, people call me the lady architect.
The lady architect.
People call me the architect.
Is that right? So just like the lady's detective now on the television, right? So we get you a show called The Lady Architect.
I'll take it.
Yes. And so definitely we are going to be seeing you a lot more. I know that. Yes, by the grace of God here, not only in Charleston, but all through the Gullah Geechee Nation.
All through the Gullah Geechee Nation.
Yes.
From Jacksonville in North Carolina to Jacksonville in Florida.
Why not? Yeah, I want to know where you did.
I can pay attention.
Thank you, ma'am. You see? And so definitely, at some point, you should see the both of us in Igbo land, in Nigeria.
That's correct.
And Hunter North said, we the gwine, I the gwine, Hunter children the gwine, because this year the war gwine on. Thank you, y'all.
Thank you.